The biggest myth in knee replacement recovery is that there's one version of normal that you're supposed to be measuring yourself against. And spoiler alert, there isn't. I've had 2 knee replacements, and there's one question that every single person asks going through recovery. Is this normal? Today, I'm going to walk you through why you're not crazy for asking that question, why it keeps coming back like the song you just can't get out of your mind, the things that actually do warrant a call to your surgeon, the stuff that feels unexpected but is completely expected, and the one question to ask yourself instead of, is this normal? That last one is the most important, so stick around for that. First, let's go over why you're not crazy for asking. So here's my question. Did you actually watch the video? You know, the one about knee replacement before you had your knee replacement? Yeah, I didn't either. I straight up noped out of that and covered my eyes, just like I did when I watched the movie Jaws. But here's what I want you to think about. Think about what actually happened inside the operating room. It really does help if you think in cartoon imagery. That's what I did. A piece of your leg was literally removed in the middle, and then it was rebuilt. Ligaments were adjusted, muscles were moved, nerves were disturbed, and your brain is trying to make sense out of this. Think about it. You went to sleep and your leg was completely fine. You woke up and your brain was like, what just happened? The way my doctor explained my procedure to me, he said that he very badly sprained my knee. All he did was make an incision and move things around. So of course you keep asking, is this normal? Nothing about this process is normal. So it makes sense that nothing feels predictable. Why does "is this normal" keep repeating like that cheesy jingle that you can't get out of your head from your childhood? Anybody remember the Meow Mix commercial? It keeps coming up because we're hunting for things after surgery that don't exist after your surgery. Like certainty, for example. You're looking to be pain-free quickly. You're looking for linear progress and even predictable timelines. And if you were like me, you wanted some sort of an assurance that something good was right around the corner, at least that you were going in the right direction. And this is why I always say to keep a log. It doesn't have to be a journal. It doesn't have to be written out, but at least get a piece of paper and write down your accomplishment for the day. Write down a new number that you hit. Write down a new thing you were able to do. Something. I encourage you to keep a journal of your recovery because that gives you power to look back and see where you've been. Sure, it's easy to see when you let go of the cane, when you let go of the walker, but it's a little bit harder when you've got those gone and you're not really having any concrete things anymore. One thing for me was being able to stand on one leg to put my pants on, or not having to have a chair in the bathroom to get ready anymore. That was all signs of progress. It's really important to remember that recovery, even though it's not linear, it feels uncertain, it's not exactly pain-free, and it's quite unpredictable, recovery is uneven. It's layered and adaptive, and it's full of sensations that change day to day. What actually warrants a call to your doctor? So in the middle of all that, how do you tell weird but normal from call someone? Now hear me, I'm not your doctor, and your surgical team is going to give you their own list of when you should call them, but these are some common ones worth knowing and keeping a hold of. First one is signs of infection. This is going to be fever, redness, if that redness spreads, heat with worsening pain, sudden severe pain that doesn't let up, calf pain, swelling, and redness. That's all signs of a blood clot. Chest pain or shortness of breath, maybe a fever. Anything that feels dramatically different or like something's escalating fast. When I was going through my second knee replacement, I had this very strange image appear on the back of my leg, and I didn't know what it was. It almost looked like a grid, but that actually did warrant a call to my doctor. This reassures you that if any doubt exists in your mind, it's always worth to call your doctor. They're going to expect you to call at the first sign of anything that you find unusual. And they're very forthcoming about helping you out. My doctor sent me to an ultrasound immediately upon me calling. I was in there within 24 hours. It's important to note that that modeling showed up 2 months after my surgery, and I just happened to notice it one day. So it's important for you to remember that when you're in doubt, make the call. It's better that they know about it than not know about it. So what do I mean when I say what feels completely unexpected, but is totally expected? And I call this normal weird. So what's normal weird? Ongoing and expected. This is the stuff that actually feels alarming, but is actually completely a part of it. Tightness one day and sore the next. This is on days where I felt totally fine one day. I felt like $1,000,000. And the next day I was like, I couldn't even walk. It's important to note that swelling is stable for a while. I mean, months. New pains and brand new places. I actually had jolting pain wake me up from a dead sleep, but it was gone as soon as I woke up. So it was gone as fast as it came. Sensations that make absolutely no sense. I remember laying in bed at night and feeling this crawling up and down the side of my thigh. It literally felt like ants crawling on a piece of wood. Those were my nerves firing again. My nerves were waking up. Those are the kinds of things that come and go without explanation. That's usually related to some sort of nerve something. At least that's what I found for me. So remember I told you there was one thing that you could hang your hat on? It's like Old Faithful. The second you forget about it, something reminds you of it. Write this one down. Healing is not linear. I'm going to repeat that. Healing is not linear. I know I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. This is not the last time you're going to hear me say it. I have coached so many women on this. Healing is not linear. Truth be told, some people need a manipulation under anesthesia. They are growing scar tissue really quickly and it just grows quicker than their knee can bend. Then you have people that are completely 140 upon the coming out of the OR. Then there are people who can bend their knee completely coming out of the OR and straighten it completely. They are at 120 and 0 coming out of surgery. There is literally a huge bell graph of people throughout this knee replacement recovery. Even I hit my range of motion and extension on my left leg within 6 weeks. My right leg, it took me no time to hit range of motion, but my extension took 12 weeks to return. And that doesn't mean anything for you because guess what? You're on your own timeline. Just because somebody else needs this or that doesn't mean anything for you. You are your own person. You have a certain strength going into your surgery and you're going to have a certain strength coming out from surgery. I don't know what that is. You only know what that is. You only know how well prepared your body is or was going into surgery. And here's your bonus. This is that swap, that one better question to ask rather than is this normal? This is the one that I started asking myself because it was evident that everything I was experiencing was normal. The question is, where is your pain located? Where is the discomfort? In particular, specifically, where is it located? Because that was me. I kept saying my knee hurts, my knee hurts, my knee hurts. Then I'd get to physical therapy and they'd say, well, where exactly does it hurt? And it turned out that it was the side or the front or directly in the back. One day it was my IT band. It wasn't even my knee. I was just so frustrated of being in pain and having that ache that I kept pinning it all on my knee. It wasn't my knee at all. So where is my pain? And actually specifically targeting where your pain is, that's going to get you the real answer. Is this normal? Just kind of sends you in a loop. So look, if this helped you breathe a little easier through your recovery, you are exactly who this channel is meant for. I talk about recovery in a way that keeps you calm and confident instead of constantly second guessing yourself. So you're going to want to go ahead and hit subscribe. And now that you understand that there is no real normal and that healing is not linear, don't forget to check the description for more links. I'm Suzie Andrade.